of Education to order. Before we begin, we will do our Board of Education member elect, the acceptance of office and oath. On December 10th, board members elect Gillis and Steyer were sworn in and both accepted their positions as board members. All the documentation was filed in the Macomb County Election Clerk's office with Anthony Fellini. On that same day, again, as they took the constitutional oath to uphold their role as a board member. Tonight is a ceremonial swearing in for the audience and the public. So if board member Gillies and Steyer would join me at the podium. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of this state.
and the Constitution of this state.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of
I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of
member of the Board of Education of Richmond Community Schools,
member of the Board of Education of Richmond Community Schools,
Macomb and St. Clair Counties, Michigan,
Macomb and St. Clair Counties, Michigan,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. We can stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At Richmond Community Schools, we provide a quality education and empower students to be successful in a global economy. Take a roll call. Board Member Cunningham?
Here.
Fortuna?
Here.
Gillies?
Here.
Michon?
Here.
Steyer?
Here.
Sutton?
Here.
And Telto.
Here.
With a quorum of 7-0. At this time, I will take nominations for the position of President of the Board of Education. Is there anybody who wishes to be nominated for President?
I would like to nominate Deb Shaw as president. I accept.
Any other nominations? Seeking no other nominations, all in favor of Deb Michon as President of the Board of Education from January 1, 25 through the organizational meeting of 26? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'll turn the meeting over to President Michon.
Okay, I'm looking for a nomination for our vice president.
I'm going to nominate Margaret Telto to be the vice president.
Margaret, do you accept?
Sure.
Okay. Is there any other nominations for vice president?
I do it every year, so I would still like to nominate Candace.
Okay. Are there any other ones besides Margaret and Candace?
I was going to nominate Sandy.
Oh.
I don't know if
Well,
I'm sorry.
thank you.
I missed a step a minute. Hang on. Do you accept? Thank you. Okay.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But honestly, I don't feel like I would be ready for that position, but I do appreciate that.
Any other nominations? Okay, all those in favor of Margaret Telto as Vice President of the Board of Education for the term January 13th, 2025 through the next annual organizational meeting of the Board of Ed. Let's see, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and we heard a couple. Okay, all those in favor of Candace Cunningham as Vice President of the Board of Education?
Can we go back? So I didn't know how many. Can we do like a roll call over something? Because I really didn't hear.
No, what you didn't do, you said who supported And you eyes, you didn't, Martha, you didn't say, when you said Doug's board, there was nobody that said no.
Correct.
So then you said you didn't think you heard enough. I don't think that's really the correct way to do it. I think you have to say,
Okay, so let's go back. Let me go back. Well, you could do a roll call, or you could redo it. Okay. All those in favor of Margaret Talto as Vice President of the Board of Ed for the term January 13th, 2025 through the next annual organizational meeting of the Board of Ed per Board Policy 2405 Board Office. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye. So I heard 3. Opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
So I hear 4 opposed. Okay. All those in favor of Candace Cunningham as Vice President of the Board of Education for the term of January 13th, 2025 through the next annual organizational meeting of the Board of Education for Board Policy 2405 Board Officers. All those in favor?
Aye.
The aye again.
Aye.
3 ayes. All those opposed?
Nay.
Nay. I have 4. That's a first. We don't have a vice president.
Well, you can finish, you can go through to the next offices. or
And then
you
go
can-
back.
Or you can say, are there any other nominations for
For
vice?
vice
Is there
president.
anybody else to be nominated for vice president?
Is there anyone else who wants to be nominated for vice president? Okay, what we'll do is we will come back to that one. Let's move on to the next one. Secretary, are there any nominations for the position of Secretary of the Board of Education?
Because she loves the job so much, I'm going to nominate Sandy.
Sandy, do you accept?
Yes.
Are there any other nominations for the position of Secretary of the Board of Education? Okay. All those in favor of Sandy Fortuna as Secretary of the Board of Education for the term of January 13th, 2025 through the next annual organization meeting of the Board of Education per Board Policy 2405 Board Officers, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So Sandy is going to be our secretary. Okay, next item is our treasurer. Are there any nominations for the position of treasurer of the Board of Education?
I'll nominate Danielle.
Danielle, do you accept?
Sure.
Are there any other nominations for the position of treasurer of the Board of Education? All those in favor of Danielle Sutton as treasurer of the Board of Education for the term January 13th, 2025 through the next annual organization meeting of the Board of Ed per Board Policy 2405. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we are going to go back to our vice president.
Or you can continue, continue on because you have the president that runs the meeting. And you can table it until the next meeting if you want, or you can go back to whatever you choose.
As me, do I choose, or as a board?
You're running the meeting and you're running the nominations.
Well, then let's go back to it and just see what, if it changes at all, and if not, then we'll table it to the next meeting. So, going back, are there any nominations for the position of Vice President of the Board of Ed?
I'll nominate Candace again if we have to renominate.
Okay.
You aren't renominating, you're going back, you have your nominations. They both failed. The question is there any other nominations of different persons
Than the
other
two.
than the two? If there's no one different, then you go back to the two.
So I'm not hearing anything different. So, Candace, do you accept?
Sound nominates.
Okay. We have, okay, so I got, Candace, is that a yes first?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do this next one then. So Sarah, do you accept?
Why?
Okay. Are there any other nominations? for the vice president?
Yeah, I'll keep my name in it.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for the position of vice president? Okay, I'm going to go into the order that we received them. All those in favor of Candace Cunningham as Vice President of the Board of Ed for the term January 13th, 2025 through the next annual organization meeting per Board Policy 2405. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I have 1, 2, 3. All those opposed?
Aye.
So that will stay the same. Okay. All those in favor of Sarah Gillis as Vice President of the Board of Ed for the term January 13th, 2025 through the next annual organization meeting of the Board of Ed per Board Policy 2405. All those in favor? Okay. Any opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, are there, all those in favor of Margaret Telto as Vice President of the Board of Ed for the term January 13th, 2025 through the next annual organization meeting of the Board of Ed per Board Policy 2405? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
Okay, so we still do not have a consensus, so we are going to table that position and we will revisit it at the next board meeting. I know there wasn't a page that had,
It's on the back side.
I know, is it on the back? There it is, thank you, Danielle. Okay, at this time, I'm looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Support.
We have several supports there.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to do Sarah as the second, and I'll do Margaret as number 1. Do I have any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is public comments. At this time, if anyone would like to address the board, you have 3 minutes. Does anyone wish to address the board? Okay, being no public comments, we will move on to our action items. Okay, number 1, I'm looking for a motion for the approval of board designee. Shoot, I've not got them in order. Hang on a minute, give me a minute. It's probably on the back again.
It is.
That's why, Candace, I don't like the back signs. Okay, I'm looking for the approval of, that's assigned checks. I'm sorry, guys.
Jeff, do you have an agenda?
I do. I'm just trying to follow it.
Clear.
Okay. Approval of, a motion for the approval of depositories for school funds.
I move to approve PNC Bank, First State Bank, Fifth Third, North Star, and Michigan Liquid Asset Fund as depositories for school funds. Support.
Thank you.
Who's the support?
Sarah. Okay, any discussion?
I would just add to the board that North Star is new this year. We have had conversations about moving. We have not made any decision, but this would allow us to move if interest rates or fees are cheaper. There's a process, and it's a very long process to get things to go. So if it works out, I will let you know that we actually are going to use them this year. But this will allow us to enter into that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now flip it over. I got it. Yeah, I just had them. Okay, I'm looking for a motion for the approval of board members authorized to sign checks.
I move to approve the board president Deborah Mashon and board treasurer Danielle Sutton as Board of Education members authorized to sign checks.
Do I have support?
Support.
Thank you. All those, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I'm looking for a motion for the approval of board designee to sign contracts, agreements, and purchase orders.
A motion to approve the Board of Education's designee to sign contracts and agreements to be the superintendent or his designee and purchase orders to the superintendent or director of business and management operations.
Support. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'm looking for a motion for the approval of day, place, and time for our regular meetings.
I motion to establish the second and fourth Monday of each month at 7 p.m. in the Media Center of Richmond High School, or virtually as allowed by law, as the regular meetings of the Board of Education of Richmond Community Schools, unless otherwise indicated on the attached documentation. Support.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Looking for a motion for approval of designation of location for posting public notices and meetings.
Motion to approve the designation of location for posting public meeting notices on the main page of the district's website, Early Learning Childhood Center, Will L. Lee Elementary School, Richmond Middle School, and Richmond High School. On the marquees of Will L. Lee Elementary School, Richmond Middle School, and Richmond High School, outside the main entrance of Will L. Lee Elementary School, Richmond Middle School, Richmond High School, and the Board of Education and Administrative Offices.
Do I have support?
Support.
Support.
You can take Ray's.
Ray? Okay, we'll give that one to Ray.
Sorry.
That's okay. Any discussion?
I just want to add the Facebook on here. I do it every year.
You are right, we do always say it on
Yeah.
the Facebook page.
Sarah, do you want to amend your
We're just going to say.
amendment to add
Add.
Facebook?
Sure. I amend the motion to include Facebook.
Do you support that?
I support that.
But it needs to be the district's Facebook page.
Yes. that's-
Okay.
Yeah.
I amend my motion to include the Richmond Community Schools Facebook page.
Okay.
And we're good on it? Supported? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. I'm looking for a motion for the approval of fee charges to individuals who request notice of board meetings.
I move
Minutes.
to approve a fee charge to individuals who request notice of board meetings in the amount of 1/10 the hourly rate of the administrative secretary to the superintendent plus postage.
Thank you. It was Sarah. Any discussion?
I'll just let the board know, we've never had to charge this. In my 10 years, nobody's ever opted for this. They have it sent directly to them. so.
I think so. We're good. Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Looking for a motion for the approval of administrator to assume responsibilities of the secretary and treasurer.
I motion to approve the superintendent or his designee to assume responsibilities of the secretary and treasurer of the board, such as, but not limited to, recording clerk at meetings, elections officer, the notifications to the city and township representatives regarding tax collection, financial drawdowns, and account reconciliation, in an effort to maintain the operations and efficiencies of the district.
Do I have support?
Support.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Looking for a motion for the approval of administrator for electronic transfer officer.
I motion to approve Brian Walmsley, superintendent, or his designee, and Tammy Shaw, director of business and management services, or her designee, as the approved administrators for the electronic transfer officer.
Support. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I'm looking for a motion for the approval of financial auditors.
I Move to approve Yo and Yo CPAs and business consultants as the district's financial auditors.
Do I have support? Thank you. Any discussion? But that was Sarah. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. I'm looking for a motion for the approval of attorneys.
I motion to approve the following firms as legal counsel for Richmond Community Schools: Collins and Blaha, O'Reilly, Ringsilio, and Sechrest Wardle and Thurn Law Firm.
Do I have support? Thank you. Any discussion?
Is the Seacrest one new? I don't remember.
The Seacrest has been on here for years. It's the Headley Amendment lawsuit that pretty much every public school in the state of Michigan is suing the state to fund things that they mandate.
feel like
It's
I've
our
never-
portion. It's.
Yeah,
That's
it was,
because we don't ever
We don't-
speak
yeah,
to them or
right.
do anything
With
with them.
but they
because
were
it's just
always,
that
they were on there last
particular.
year.
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the next item on our approval list is our approval of a board designee to the Michigan School Board Association Legislative Network and no. Okay, I'm looking for a nomination for a board member to represent Richmond Community Schools on the Michigan Association of School Boards Legislative Relations Network. Is that where we went?
Now, how about who wants to do it?
Well, I was
And
just,
then we can make the motion. Right?
yes, is this the one that we did
certainly
in
don't want to
Lansing?
nominate somebody.
Number two.
And they're not
Number
interested
two.
in doing
Is
it.
the one in Lansing?
Number two. This is the one.
This is one-
This is the one that MSB, the state organization, oftentimes will send out information to specific board members. To my knowledge, there's never a formal meeting on this.
It's not a
more of-
county one.
It's not, yeah, it's not like the county or so forth. Number two is at the conference
Oh, that's what I
designating
want.
someone to represent Richmond.
Okay.
Number three would be the county legislative liaison. On that, they do have monthly meeting. I believe it's the second Tuesday of the month. And then number four is an
It's an alternate.
alternate. The alternate to the county legislative.
do we need it, yeah, that's the only one we need an alternate for though, right?
Yes. So is anyone interested in being our liaison or whatever? There's no meetings
Yeah,
involved?
I'll do it.
Margaret? Okay, any other nominations? Any other else interested?
I'll be a backup.
Okay. I don't know that we need a backup to that one.
Yeah, we do. Oh,
Okay, well,
this
first-
is
Not this
No,
one.
this
Oh,
It was
this
only
is
And
the-
then action two
Sorry.
is the back.
county.
No, because the next
That's a-
one,
that's
next
a-
one's a whole, action number two is a whole different,
Position.
yeah, it's a whole different position, Margaret. I don't believe we need a backup on this one. It's the one that
This
we
is the
have,
back- Oh, the county one? is
the county ones where we need the
Okay.
backup.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to make a motion, well, would someone want to make that motion to put Margaret in there?
I motion to approve Margaret Telto to represent Richmond Community Schools on the Michigan Association of School Boards Legislative Relations Network.
Do we have support?
Support.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. The next one is anyone interested to represent Richmond Community Schools at the Michigan Association of School Boards Leadership Conference?
Is this the one
We did in Lansing.
about when we go to when we talked about going to the delegate? and doing-
Yes. Yes.
This is our way this year of saying,
Yes,
this is the person who's going to represent us when we.
correct, and can vote at that meeting.
And can vote, okay.
There would be,
Can I-
there would be prior to that conference, there should be a conversation so that
Correct.
person knows
Correct.
what the vote of the board should be. That would
Correct.
be the only difference. But yes.
Correct, which
Yes,
is
this
what-
is the person to go cast that vote.
Yeah, so we're gonna,
nominate that.
okay, I accept. Is there anyone else interested in that position? Okay, I need a motion, please.
I move to approve Deborah Marchand to represent Richmond Community Schools as the delegate to the Michigan Association of School Boards Leadership Conference.
Do we have support?
Support.
Either Sarah or her Candace. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, number 3, is anyone interested in doing the legislative meetings? This is at the county, am I right?
It's usually like the second Tuesday of the
Yeah.
month. They have these meetings at the county, legislative updates and so forth.
And then usually you report back to anyone?
I would be interested.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, I need a motion, if someone could please put Candace's name in there.
I motion to approve Candace Cunningham to represent Richmond Community Schools on the Macomb County School Boards Association Legislative Committee.
Do I have support?
Support.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, number 4 is the alternate for this position. Is anyone interested in being the alternate if Candace cannot attend?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Anyone else interested, or we? Okay, if someone could make a motion with Margaret's name in there, please?
I don't have it in front
I
of me.
motion to approve Margaret Telto to represent Richmond Community Schools as an alternate on the Macomb County School Boards Association Legislative Committee.
Do I have a second?
Support.
Or support? Thank you. Any discussion?
Does the alternate, I don't remember, does the alternate person get the information as well? Because you know how we've had times over the years where our person didn't go to the meeting and the alternate didn't know about the meeting, so do they both get-
We'll send both names,
Okay,
and they usually put them on the Excel sheet. And then I get the list, I haven't for this year, but I get the list of when all the meetings are for the year generally.
okay.
And unless they cancel it or change it, we're pretty consistent on it, so I can send it out to really everybody.
Tomorrow is a meeting.
Is there one? All right. Welcome to the new year. Okay, do we have any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Our last action item, I'm looking for a motion for the approval of dates for superintendent evaluation and periodic evaluation.
Move to establish the following dates for superintendent evaluation, periodic evaluation review, which the superintendent has requested to be conducted in closed session as allowed by Section 8A of the Michigan Open Meetings Act. March 3rd, 2025, first quarterly review. June 2nd, 2025, second quarterly review. October 6th, 2025, third quarterly review. November 17th, 2025, final evaluation of the superintendent.
Do I have, I'm sorry. Sarah did. Any discussion?
So are we doing a final evaluation this year? Because I don't think that we have to under the
Not
new.
do this year. We don't. Do we just want to make it a fourth quarterly review
That's what I think.
instead?
Well, if we're not doing the evaluation,
You could, why don't you call it final review?
yeah.
Instead of evaluation?
Because we aren't doing, and Bert, Ray and Sarah,
Yeah.
we're not doing, because the laws have changed and because Brian got the effective that we don't have to do an evaluation this year.
So it's every other year.
Yes.
Correct.
So that's.
But we
that's
agreed
where
with
we're at.
Brian that we would still do the reviews so that we can,
We still want to do the whole process.
Yeah,
you know, of
sure.
How's everything
we just
going,
don't have to
check-ins,
do the,
yeah, but-
It's just
Form.
not official.
The
Yeah.
formal, right.
yeah, the
Well,
form.
it's official in the sense that we're going to be talking as the years go by, what's going on, are things working well, all that's official. There just won't be an evaluation at the end of it. But we will be working, making sure that things are happening that they're supposed to happen, I guess is what you can say.
Yeah, makes sense.
He still has goals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
are
yeah.
following
Yeah.
up on. So
Okay,
you wanna amend your-
I do need to
Yes.
amend it, Margaret, please.
Yes, I'm amended so that the last one on November 17th is called final review.
Okay, any discussion? Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Being no further being no further business, our organizational meeting ends at 6:59.